That's everything. Thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to have you guys here. Again, we have virtual backgrounds because we're both on the East Coast, and so it's pitch dark here. So we thought you might appreciate the virtual background more than our, dark apartments and homes. Um, but thank you again for joining us. And without further ado, I will hand things off to Jacob to get the demo started. So thank you, everyone, and
Awesome.
thank you, Jacob.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, everyone. Great to be with you this evening. Super excited to walk you um, through Jubilee TV. I want to echo Alex. This is intended to be conversational. Please ask questions. Feel free to shoot over those questions while we're actively kind of going through features, and then we can drill into to things based off of the questions you have. So the first thing I'll talk through is what it looks like to get started with Jubilee TV. But you'll go to our website, you'll purchase your membership, and then we'll send you a Jubilee TV console. That's this device right here. Within the Jubilee TV console, there's an onboard camera. See this right here. There's also an onboard microphone that powers things like drop-in and video call, which we'll go into, and we'll see those features a bit later. On the back of the Jubilee TV console, you have your inputs for your devices. And so this is where you're going to put a cable box. If you have DirecTV, your DirecTV box or a Spectrum box, Xfinity box, any cable provider you have that has a piece of equipment, that is going to plug in to one of these three inputs. If you have a streaming device, Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, that also gets plugged into one of these HDMI inputs or DVD player. Anything that provides content to the TV is your input device, and that's going to go here. And then you connect this to. Alex, can you still hear me? Sorry, my headphones just switched over.
Yeah, I can
Um,
hear you.
okay, perfect. And so then your TV out will go here, so the HDMI cord out to the TV. The reason I talk through this, and so the setup process takes roughly 30 minutes. There's three ways to set up. You can self-install, and the system just walks you through exactly what to do. Um, or you can schedule a virtual install with our team. And so that's a scheduled time where we'll call you and we'll walk you through the install. Or we partner with a third-party installation group called HelloTech. And so you can sign up for a pro install, and then the technician will come out and install the device. Alongside the Jubilee TV console that we send to you, you also receive the Jubilee TV remote. Ooh, the Jubilee TV remote, as well as a remote cover for the Jubilee TV remote. And so this hides certain buttons that relates to usage modes. We'll talk about that here in a second. And then you also have the option of purchasing an additional 6-button remote. And so what this does is this is going to hide. It's just on and off, mute, channel up, channel down, volume up, volume down. And so Jubilee TV is super flexible for whatever the TV watching habits are of your loved one, whatever works best for you, whether they want to learn the new remote, use the Jubilee TV remote with this voice functionality, or if they're more confident with their existing remote, that's also possible with Jubilee TV. So I'm going to share my screen here and walk you through demo of some features. So what you're seeing here is my TV on the left, and then my mobile app on the right. So TV on the left, this is what your loved one, the TV user, is going to interact with when they're watching TV. So with the Jubilee TV remote, you have full voice control over your source devices. And so, for example, I think we're watching the Food Network right now. But if I press and hold ESPN and talk into that voice button on the remote, I'm talking clear enough. Also on the TV side with the Jubilee TV, this is your Jubilee TV home screen. So this is going to show your source devices. I have a DirecTV and a Roku, but it's also how you can access your favorites. So my favorite channels here, as well as my favorite Roku channels. Photos and videos that are sent from an app user to the TV user are accessible from this Jubilee TV home screen. You can view those photos one-to-one, or you can start a slideshow and it cycles through the photos that have been sent from family members to Jubilee TV. You see here that I have DirecTV and I have a Roku. I have full control with the Jubilee TV remote over both of those devices, as well as control over my TV. So volume up, volume down, mute, and power. And so the Jubilee TV remote becomes a universal remote for the TV user for your loved one to use. So I'm now going to transition over into app functionality. There's really three buckets of kind of features that work between Jubilee TV and the Jubilee TV console and the Jubilee TV app. One is TV control. The second is communication, and the third is what we call remote caregiving. And so I'll walk through each of those directionally and show you some of the features that we've designed and built specifically for that. So the first thing is telescope. And so telescope is that TV control, right? It's as good as it sounds. The everything that you would be able to do in front of the TV with your Jubilee TV remote, you're able to do remotely from the Jubilee TV app. And so when family members are invited to the Jubilee TV app, they get access to these to Telescope as well as other features. And you see this, I kind of call it a virtual remote, right? So it's similar to the remote buttons that you would see on the actual Jubilee TV remote. They're just here accessible in your app. So you can see here that I'm controlling the volume from my phone. So I'm pressing volume up and then volume down. I'm fully interacting with the Roku interface, so I can turn on a streaming program for mom. Um, I can go back to that Jubilee TV home menu. If I access DirecTV, then I can control the DirecTV by pressing channel up, channel down. I can also here, and that's going to take us over to the Roku and launch the Amazon Prime video. Similar to what I just did with Prime, you see down here, there's some favorites that I have set up. And so by using Telescope, I can press DirecTV, and it's going to take me to that DirecTV content source. Or it's similar to how I typed in Prime earlier. If I tap this Netflix favorite, that's going to take me to the Netflix app on Roku. Further within Telescope, an app user has the ability to take advantage of these kind of quick actions, as we call them, right? So if I want to launch photos, I can just press this launch photos button. It's going to take me to that photos tile on the TV. You could always navigate directly through the telescope up here, but this is kind of like a quick action button. Similar with the slideshow, you start the slideshow, but then you also have control over the slideshow itself. So you can start the slideshow, and if you want mom or dad to see a specific photo, right, you have control over that slideshow control here in Telescope. Two more things I'm going to talk about here in Telescope, Alex, and then I'll open it up for questions specific to Telescope if you have any. When you're in Telescope, there's two options to be able to communicate with the TV user. And so the first is what we call talk mode. When talk mode is enabled, you see on the TV over here on your right side, that little bar or that little section pops up with my face and my name. Everything that I'm saying into my phone, right, the microphone on my phone is being projected through the speaker on the TV, right? So as I'm navigating mom or dad's TV, I can talk to them and I can explain what I'm doing. Similarly, listen mode is the other way to communicate. This can be used to determine how loud the TV might be, right? And so you turn on listen mode, and then you're going to hear what's happening in the room, so you'd be able to hear the TV volume. Alex, hit me with some questions if we have any.
Yes, we have a few.
Okay.
One of them from Julie is that she does not see the pause and play button in Telescope. Could you just run back through?
As far as like more than one remote working at a single time, so what the Jubilee TV remote is doing is sending the same signals that the original remote would use, the original device remote you have. And so if you have your original TV remote and you have your Jubilee TV remote next to each other, right? You press volume up on the Jubilee TV, it's going to turn the volume up. And then if you press volume up on the TV remote, it will turn the volume up. Our recommendation is that if you plan on using the full Jubilee TV remote, you hide all of those other source device remotes, and then just use the Jubilee TV for control. If you use if you use a usage mode, Alex, I know I said earlier that I was going to talk about usage mode first, and then I got sidetracked. So let's see, usage mode. You could use passive mode with your original remote, where you don't have to use the Jubilee TV remote, and then you could just continue to use your like DirecTV remote or Spectrum remote as an example.
Perfect. Thank you, Jacob. A follow-up
Yep.
question, different question from Tammy. Where is the talk mode button? Can you perhaps show the talk mode and maybe preview listen mode or give a heads up on that one?
Yes, absolutely. So talk mode and listen mode are accessible in this communicate tile of like at the top right of the telescope bar. Right there, if you can see my cursor. This feature is actually so it the talk mode and listen mode is like slowly being released to our current customers. I think it's slated to like be fully released in the next 2 weeks or so. And so if you don't see like the communicate, if you don't see talk or listen, it'll be accessible to you the in I think in like 10 days or so. I have to go back and look at the release plan.
Okay, awesome. A question from Dale. Can you turn subtitles on and off in Telescope?
Hey Dale, yes. So on the Jubilee TV remote, you have the CC button. You can turn on those closed captions by typing in CC, and so it sends the closed caption command to the device. And note about closed captions, as if you're a user of closed captions, I'm sure you are aware of this, right? But like you'll turn on closed captions for your DirecTV. You'll also turn on closed captions on your Roku, right? If you want closed captions for Netflix, sometimes there's a setting for that as well. But yep, just send CC, the letter C twice into that command.
Perfect. A question from Lisa. Her mom has Xfinity Comcast, which records her soap operas. Is there a way that she can access those recordings, or does she have to use her Comcast remote to do that?
You can use the Jubilee TV remote to access DVR. The I don't have a DVR with my setup, so I'll explain kind of how it will look for you. So what I just did is I pressed the guide button when I was watching that device. So assume we're watching Xfinity. I press the guide button. Next to guide, so you see this guide tile here, there will be another tile called DVR, and that takes you directly to that section of Xfinity where the recordings are.
Screen. So if you are using it in the in the vertical orientation that you can see on Jacob's screen now, but you're, let's say, looking at a channel guide and it's too small, you can actually pinch the screen and zoom in to see that. It won't tap to select, but you can pinch at least to make it a little more clear, like Jacob is showing now. But perfect. Okay, I think that is all the telescope related questions that we'll answer for now, and then we'll move forward. And then the questions that are still in the chat we will get to after or at the end of the presentation.
I think that's great. Let's transition over to communication. So, video calling from the app to the TV is the first thing we'll talk through. Two types of video calls: an auto connect video call or a regular video call. Um, the only difference is a video call has to be accepted or declined by the TV user. And so when we make a normal video call, I'll just do it real quick and I'll show you what the TV user's experience is going to be. So this is a normal video call. You see on the left, incoming call from me. In order for this video call to start, mom or dad, the TV user, the loved one, will have to accept or decline the call using the green or red, green check or red X on the Jubilee TV remote. Um, so I'm going to decline that call. You see on the right that dad declined the call. And so that message gets shared back to the app if the call is declined. Of course, if the call is accepted, then it will connect. Second type of video call is what we call an auto connect video call. An auto connect video call gives you a couple of options here, right? So when you're calling with auto connect, your call's automatically going to connect on the TV. You can choose if you want it to connect after 15 seconds, or you can choose if you want it to connect immediately. Um, you can also elect to have the webcam turn on, like the TV webcam turn on at the time in which the call starts. And you can also hide the option to decline the call. So I'm going to start this auto connect call here. Similar to the video call earlier, you see it's going to ring on the TV. Since it's an auto connect call, it's going to automatically connect here. You're going to see a lot of me here. So I apologize in advance. What you're seeing on the right is the feed from my TV. My Jubilee TV console is mounted on top of the TV. And then what you're seeing on the left, looking at the TV, is me using my iPhone, the camera on my iPhone. First thing I'll go ahead and call out here, since it's super big and in a great way, is Jubilee TV closed captions any of the audio that's coming from the app user, right? And so me using the app, talking to my phone, which then gets transmitted to the Jubilee TV console on the TV, we're closed captioning those live. And so that appears by standard. We don't close caption from the TV user back to the app, but we do it from the app user to the TV. Within this video call experience, a couple of things to note. The app user has the ability to control aspects of the TV while in the video call. So say your loved one says, "Hey, I can't hear you." You can turn the volume up from within this video call UI, or "Hey, you're too loud." You can turn the TV volume up or down from within the video call. You can also control whether or not video is coming from the TV. So you say, "When I turn the TV video off, I on the app side can no longer see the camera feed from the TV user." Um, some diagnostic information here. The ability to change the the microphone type, Jubilee TV remote mic or the console mic. The Jubilee TV remote actually has a microphone in it, right? And so when you're using the Jubilee TV remote as the microphone, mom or dad sitting watching TV, they have that remote in their hand, and the audio from their voice goes through the microphones in the remote, and then that's transmitted to the console. Um, I can mute myself as an app user. I can stop my own video. So if I do that, you can see that my video was turned off. I can flip my camera around and show something fun that's happening on the other side. We hear tons of great stories all the time, right? And Alex is as a community manager interacting and hearing all those stories, but they're super heartwarming to hear. When I mean I've heard stories of like Little League baseball games being streamed to the TV through a video call. Weddings, like family events. I mean, like tons of really cool applications here. If you flip that video around and show the other side of your phone. The one last thing I'll talk through with video call here is what we call moments. And so if you're on a video call, you're reminiscing, say something, just say mom or dad, say your loved one says something funny, right? You can press this, the record button, and it's going to capture the previous 2 minutes of that call. And so you can store it, and then it's accessible in your Jubilee TV app afterwards, and you can download it to your phone as well. Um, Also with video call support up to 4 people. So this is a regular video call or an auto connect video call. They support up to 4 people, including the TV user. And so if I go to add somebody to the call, you can see that dad's in the call, I'm in the call, and then I can also add other contacts that have access to the Jubilee TV app to this call. Say I want to have somebody that doesn't have access to the Jubilee TV app join a video call, maybe a physical therapist, healthcare provider. You can invite them with guest link. And so by inviting with guest link, we just create a link for this video call, and then you can send that to that person that you want to join, and they join on their phone or computer through a browser, similar to how you joined the Zoom webinar this evening. So that is video. One more thing, Alex, before we do questions. We know the power state of the TV, right? And so I just turned my TV off. You'll see that here in a second, the status is going to change to TV off because we know the power state of the TV. So right now we know the TV's off. When I launch a video call, we're going to determine if the TV's off or on. And if the TV's off, we're going to turn the TV on. So if I start an auto connect video call again, it's going to start ringing. You see that the little light on my TV came on. TV came on. You see the incoming call from me, and then it's going to start that call as an auto connect call. So video calling, if the TV's off, you can still start a video call, and the TV user will be able to see it because we'll turn the TV on, and then the TV will chime. Video call questions, Alex?
Yes, I am. It's funny. I'm like reading and typing some of the answers in the chat also, so I'm trying to multitask. So bear with me if anyone's has a
No
question that's
worries.
outstanding. With some of the questions I'm answering, I think everyone can see the answered questions in the chat. But if you can't, let me know because obviously I think there's some questions that would be helpful for multiple folks, and so I can always read those out as well. A quick question from Tammy. If she turns horizontal during a video call, will her face get larger, or is there any other way for her to enlarge her screen for her loved one?
Great question, Tammy. Yes, I will show you that. So if I rotate my phone, I feel the full that's a the full aspect of the TV. If I have my phone portrait, it's going to show just the portrait view.
Awesome. Another question. This one's kind of this is a few questions have come in between the original remote, the Jubilee TV original remote, and then the Jubilee TV 6 button remote. Um, this one is interesting. So, when you're talking on a video call with a loved one through the Jubilee TV, you can either capture the audio from their room, either from the Jubilee TV console itself or from the Jubilee TV remote, because there's a little, voice capture on the remote itself. In this specific instance, if someone were to be using their Jubilee TV console with the simplified 6 button remote for their loved one, um, correct me if I'm wrong, Jacob, there's no audio capture on the 6 button remote, and so they would need the audio to be captured from the Jubilee TV console for video calls, correct?
Exactly. Yep. So when you if you're using the 6 button remote, you'll set your usage mode to 6 button remote. When you do this, you get access to telescope, activity feed, auto connects video calling, and drop in. You'll notice here you can't make a normal video call when using the 6 button remote because there is no green plus or a green check or red X to accept or decline the call. And also when you've set your usage mode, excuse me, set your usage mode to 6 button remote passive mode, we automatically change the audio capture to the console mic. And so that's just once you set the usage mode, that becomes the standard for audio capture.
Perfect. Thank you, Jacob. The other follow-up that I wanted to add there, between the original Jubilee TV interactive mode and then the passive modes that we offer, each of the passive modes are meant to simplify your loved one's TV experience or simplify the Jubilee TV experience for them. And so each of those iterations of the way that the console could be set up essentially could restrict some features or does restrict some features. So, classic example would be if you're using our 6 button remote, the 6 button remote is super simple and it doesn't have all of the functionality that our original remote would have. That's usually something we would recommend if your loved one um, isn't always capable of operating the TV on their own due to cognitive decline or any other ailment. And so in that instance, if you're using the 6 button remote, there's not going to be a check button on that remote. So um, reminders that aren't automatically dismissed or a video call that's not auto connect, those wouldn't work because if you try to video call that requires them to check to accept it, that feature would be restricted. So in the 6 button remote experience, you could use auto connect video call, no problem. But a video call where they have to press the check button, that wouldn't work. That's just a small example of something that wouldn't work in that specific passive mode. And so, Kirsten, I believe it was your question. I linked a kind of compare contrast chart that shows you what features work and don't work between each of our remotes and usage modes. I would highly recommend looking at that before switching mom or dad to that passive mode, just so that, you don't lose a feature that maybe they wanted to use but won't actually work in that passive mode. Another example, and Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong, would be our messages feature. If mom or dad is using a passive mode with the 6 button remote and um, there's no buttons for them to type or to dismiss a message, then it's just not that feature wouldn't be possible, and that's why it's
Correct.
restricted. So it's really just a functionality thing for those simplified experiences.
Exactly. Yeah. And the goal with usage modes is to provide flexibility for what works best for you and for your loved one. Right. And so the 6 button remote is perfect for somebody who only watches like 5 channels. They're all on cable. because then you press that channel up, channel down button, and it just cycles through those 5 channels. Right? If the only way they're interacting with the TV is turning it on, they watch the morning news, then they watch some soap operas, right? And then that's all they do. They don't stream in a 6 button remote. Experience would be great for that kind of TV watcher. Somebody that jumps around between streaming and cable, probably not the best. Actually, it's not possible with the 6 button remote. But the you could use passive mode with the original remote, original device remote if you wanted to do something like that.
Perfect. Thank you,
All right.
Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Couple other questions. I'm going to try to answer some myself, and then we can go quick through some of the
Okay.
shorter ones. Is there a time limit on video calls? Probably a good time to mention the drop-in limit as well there.
There is not a time limit on video calls, no. Telescope and drop-in have limits, but it just prompts you and asks you, do you want to continue your session, right? So I believe it's 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of having a telescope session up or a drop-in session up, it's going to prompt you and say, hey, do you want to keep going? It's been 10 minutes, but video call, no limit.
Perfect. Thank you. Can my parents call me via Jubilee TV? The short answer is yes. Jacob, do you want to take that one while I answer some other questions?
Yep. So using the TV remote, I'll go to the JTV home screen. Excuse me, Jubilee TV home screen. And then choose the contacts tile, find the contact you want to call, and then you select call here. You can also choose to see photos from that specific person, videos from that specific person.
Awesome. Thank you. A question from Rachel. Does the guest link require the loved one to accept or deny, or does the guest have auto connectability? Does that guest need a new link each time they wish to video chat? And is a guest allowed in a multi-person call?
So a guest is only allowed in a multi-person call because a known app user has to be a part of that call, right? So the only way to generate a guest link is for the app user to go in and do it within that video call specifically. So when the video call is over, if the app user ends the call, then it's going to end the call for that guest. The I think that answered all 3 sections of that question, Alex.
Yes. Yes, I think
Okay.
that should be good. And if there's follow-up, just let us know in the chat. An anonymous user just had a question about returning a 6 button remote. Yes, we can absolutely handle that for you. I just sent you my Jubilee TV email. Just shoot me an email and I'd be happy to get that sorted for you. Let's see what else. Julie left us a kind note about the system being genius and a lifesaver. Thank you. We
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Julie.
Um, let's see. Joseph asked, would cable be better than Roku Stick to set up a simple handful of channels? His mother only likes to watch a limited number of channels, and I'm trying to make it super simple for her to choose.
Yep, I would recommend cable box. And then if there's only a limited number of channels, right, that's a great application for the 6 button remote because you would set those channels as favorites in the app, and so I've got these channels. The When you are using so this is the 6 button remote or the normal Jubilee TV remote, you can have favorites only channel up and down, which means when you press channel up. What's the easiest way to say this? Say I'm watching WREL, which is my local NBC affiliate, right? I press channel up, it's going to go to CNN since that's the next channel in my favorites. If I press channel up again, it's going to go to HGTV. Channel up again, it'll go to Food Network. Channel up again, it'll cycle back to WREL. So definitely would recommend a cable box route there. And so you could use the 6 button remote, or you could use the original Jubilee TV remote with that voice button control. And all you have to do is say the channel name and we'll take you to that channel.
Awesome. Um, Julie asked, she did not see where you selected the options for the auto connect video or the options within the auto connect video. Could you just jump back to that screen for a second?
So if you don't see the auto connect video call button, and you're the primary admin, then that's like an individual, like we'll need to investigate that. Auto connect video call can be restricted based off of the user. And so like as a primary admin, I can edit permissions for other people that have been invited. So it could be that the primary admin on the account has disabled auto connect for that user. If
Awesome.
it's yeah, if it's anything else, then the that yeah, we can definitely follow up one on one and figure out what's going on.
Okay, awesome. And for anyone that does want to follow up with us, I'll include my personal Jubilee TV address, but also our main email is support@getjubileetv.com, and our team will jump on that within usually definitely within the day, usually much sooner. And you can also call us at any time as well, and I can drop that information at the end as well. A quick question from Barbara. She wanted to know if the TV webcam is a separate device. Correct me if I'm wrong, Barbara, in the chat, but I'm guessing that's referring to the camera, and that's on top of the Jubilee TV console. That's included in your Jubilee TV console. It wouldn't be separate. If your TV has a separate webcam, that would not integrate with our device. Jacob, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct. Yep. The one second, stop sharing briefly here to make my video bigger. The camera is here on the Jubilee TV console, and so that's the camera, and then it's got that privacy slider as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Lily asked if any of the instructions that we're talking through are available step by step online. And each time that we update the product and add features, are our members notified? Um, I'll give that to you in a second, Jacob. I was going to say one thing I would
Go
totally
ahead
recommend,
first.
Lily, is we have a Facebook member community. I'm always in there posting about new updates, product features, announcements. For members who have suggestions about product changes they want to see, I'm usually addressing those there as well and sending them directly to our product director who builds out those features. So if you're not in our Facebook community, would highly recommend joining because you'll see all of those updates there. But then we also send out those updates to our email list. So if you're a customer and we have your email, you would be notified that way as well. And then typically you'll see these notifications denoted as new in the app as well. So multiple ways that you would see those things. And then in terms of the step-by-step instructions, most of the features in the app will show you the instructions when you open them. Jacob, I'll hand it to you now, and maybe we could show an example screen of where some of those instructions are. I know Reminders does a good job of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, everything that Alex said. Emails go out, member community on Facebook. Um, there's also we have a robust knowledge base with kind of step-by-step instructions. Alex, I'm not sure if the link that you sent earlier about usage modes, if it is probably a knowledge-based article link. That does a good job of explaining kind of like the feature by feature. Hey, if you want to do an auto connect video call, here's how to do it. And so that's kind of like once you're fully set up. As far as setting up the Jubilee TV console, the instructions are really interactive, right? And so like we walk you through kind of each step of where you are, both on the TV screen and in the app, to get you up and running with Jubilee TV. As Alex said, when you're creating a reminder, the product does a good job of kind of explaining what to do or how you would use this feature, right? And so this is actually a good segue for me to go over to reminders. A reminder sends a message to the TV that pops up on the TV. Two types of reminders: a simple reminder or a reminder with an automated action. As you can see here within the app, a simple reminder is great for like a medication reminder, happy birthday message, sending a message saying, "Hey, I'm going to pick you up for a doctor's appointment at 4 p.m." Um, a reminder with an automated action allows you to schedule a time in which the TV changes. Like so, like if your loved one watches the nightly news every night at 6:30, right? You can create a reminder with an automated action, where at 6:30 every day it's going to tune the channel to that news channel. So anything that you would like, any favorite you have, anything you would type into that command box and telescope, you also would set up here with an automated reminder. I already have one, so I'm going to go back here, and so I've got watch the news. So every day at 6:30. Um, the I turn the TV on as an optional behavior, and I tune to CNN. So that just runs every day at 6:30, and happens automatically, and so the TV user doesn't have to interact with it. Um, so yeah, kind of two birds with one stone here, right? Like the app does a good job of kind of walking you through what to do within features specifically, but then this is also kind of a brief overview of reminders.
Awesome. Cool. There's a lot of other questions coming in. I'm going to continue to try to get to them, but just for the sake of time, Jacob, if you'd like to move on with the demo, and then we'll answer any of these that I don't get to at the very end.
Perfect. Yep. I'll spend like 5 to 7 more minutes and go through the last group of features that I want to talk through, and that's what we call remote caregiving. The first of those features is drop-in. And so drop-in does is it creates a one-way video and audio feed from the TV, from the Jubilee TV console to your app, right? So you see that I started a drop-in session. It didn't interact. It didn't interfere with like TV watching at all, right? So it's not like a video call. It's just one way from the Jubilee TV console to my phone. And so I'm hearing audio that's like in the room, and I also have a view in the room here. Uh, this is a great way to like see if your loved one is in front of the TV before you do a video call, as an example. So drop in. It's just quick one-way video call, or excuse me, one-way video feed from the console to the app. And then the next is activity feed. Um, and so activity feed detects events within the room in which the TV is installed, and that's a combination of TV usage events. So if we go into this hour as an example, you can see that the Jubilee TV remote was used 6 times, right? I turned the TV off at some point. That might have been before. Yeah, so you see TV on, TV off. But you're also seeing here a bunch of photos that are being taken. And so nested within activity feed is what we call Jubilee TV Vision. And Jubilee TV Vision, when enabled, does presence detection. So it detects if one person is in the room, two people are in the room. When you have Jubilee TV Vision enabled, you also unlock a bunch of other settings to kind of power your activity feed, right? So you can choose to take a photo every time the TV is turned on or off. You can choose to take a photo when Jubilee TV detects there's a change in the number of people in the room. So an empty room to one person to two people. And you can also elect to get notifications when things like this happen, right? So like, do you as an app user want to receive a push notification when the TV is turned on, when somebody enters the room, when somebody turns the TV off, um, things of that nature. So you see, as I've been moving around here, right, like one person present, one person's detected in the space in front of the camera. Apologies, my desk is messier than I thought it was. The presence unknown, you're going to see presence unknown here because we were on a video call, right? And so we're not going to detect presence when a video call is active. Um, we recommend activity feed as a way to make sure that routines are not changing, right? Or like to kind of keep track of those regular routines. So if your loved one wakes up at 6:30 and then they brush their teeth, and then the first thing they do after that is turn on the TV, then you'll see that happening through the activity feed every morning, or maybe around 6:45, right? And so it's a great way to keep track of those routines, as well as like seeing what's happening in the space in front of the TV throughout the day. Shall we do some more questions, Alex?
Yes, we can run through some of the ones from before and the new ones. They're mostly about reminders.
Okay.
Um, quick one I'll answer from Greg. Greg asked, did we create Jubilee TV because of need to help a loved one in our own lives? The answer is yes. Our founder, Ashish, he wanted to better connect with his mother, and so that's kind of where the thought and idea came from. And then from there, I would say most of the members of our team do use the product with their own families and loved ones. Um, and my grandparents love it as well, and so it's something that has been very meaningful for a lot of us, and we believe in what we do, and so that's why we're here. So the short answer is yes. The long answer is my monologue. Moving on. Lily asked, creating a TV reminder is confusing for me. If we could if we could walk, I should have read that one first. If we could walk through TV reminders a bit more, that would be helpful. Um,
Yeah. Um, let's do. So I'm assuming a TV reminder is a reminder with an automated action. Um, s- so we will do a reminder with an automated action.
Yeah. She said hers is not happening automatically. It's turning off after the 2-minute auto dismiss. And so I think that's maybe where we could walk through the action.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So an automated action, um, the if you want it to happen like automatically, I would choose 15-second automated action. And so this it starts a countdown. So like this is going to appear on the TV, and then it'll count down from 15, and then at the end of 15, it'll take that action. So the headline is what you're going to type in here. Um, so let's do morning news. Today show is coming on. Um, what action should be performed after 15 seconds? We want to tune to a channel. Um, and then NBC for me is WRAL. Timing reminder, you'll choose when you want it to start. Since I want it to start tomorrow at 7 a.m. Repeat every day. You can also choose to like repeat every week, every 2 weeks, every month, year, custom. If you do custom, you can choose daily, and like if I do every 2 days, and it'll skip a day. Um, the let's change that back to every day. Repeat end date never. Um, Next, we're going to turn on the TV, but there's no need to play a chime. These are optional behaviors. Um, and then we're just going to review everything we built. So this is what will appear on the TV tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It's going to tune to channel 5 at 7 a.m. It's going to do that every day, and it will continue to do that until we delete the reminder. We also wanted to turn the TV on just in case the TV is off. Um, Also, in creating a reminder, you can choose to be notified when that reminder gets sent. So notify me when the reminder is sent. You can notify you elect to notify all contacts, or don't notify any contacts.
Thank you, Jacob. A quick follow-up from Lily. Can you show how to auto turn off the TV as a reminder? I believe,
Um,
yeah, maybe we mention the new telescope sleep timer as well, as that might be useful here.
yeah, so so this is one of those new features that's slowly rolling out to our current customers. One of the new features within the settings icon for the console. So this settings, you press the gear icon, and then you go to settings. You can set I just lost it. Automatically turn TV off. And so I can set for the TV to turn off, and this will happen every day at let's say um, uh, 10 p.m. Um, and so when this is enabled, the TV will turn off every day at 10 p.m. You can also, as an action in Telescope, if there's a specific time where you like want to do something other than that TV turning off at 10 p.m., you can set a timer and say, okay, starting right now, I want the TV to be on for 3 more hours, and then I want it to turn off.
Perfect. Thank you, Jacob.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
one more follow-up. So no need to create another TV off reminder anymore. I'm
Correct.
imagining, yes. Okay, perfect.
Yes, does it, yeah. As long as you want to turn the TV off at a set time every day. Yeah, it might take a couple of days for that feature to be accessible to you, but once it is, no need to have that reminder for TV power off.
Perfect. And again, that feature I believe is rolling out the first week of February. So if you don't see it yet, just sit tight and that'll be available soon. Another note I wanted to call out there regarding commands on Telescope and just other automated actions, reminders, etc. Certain commands won't be universal across everyone's TV. It might depend on the device that your loved one is using. And so that's why certain commands or functions might not be universal. That's probably a bit vague. I don't know if you can add a little more flavor to that one, Jacob.
Um, yes. Telescope commands are like specific to a device. Like for example, um, like my DirecTV, back to what we were talking about earlier, my DirecTV doesn't have DVR. And so a play command's not going to do anything for my DVR or for my DirecTV because I don't have a DVR. The Similarly, like if you try to type in a channel number for like a DVD player, that's not going to do anything. It's really, you can kind of think about it from the concept of like, is there a button on the Jubilee TV remote that will work with the source device that I'm using? Then there's a telescope command will work for that. If if you're watching a DVD through a DVD player, a channel number isn't going to do anything for that source device, and so a channel number and telescope wouldn't work.
Perfect. Thank you. A couple more quick reminders questions. I'll answer
Yep.
or I'll ask a few of them at once because I think they're probably pretty simple to rapid fire here. So Tara asked regarding setting a simple reminder, will it eventually go away if not accepted or denied? Follow-up question from Greg, how long will reminders stay on screen? And follow-up from that, can I use an automated reminder if using Roku?
You can use an automated reminder when using Roku. The So I selected a channel when I created my automated action reminder earlier, but you could also choose a Roku channel or like a Roku app. Um, on the note of how long the reminder stays on the TV, if you choose optional behavior to turn on the TV, then the TV is going to turn back off after 2 hours, but the reminder will stay on the screen. And so that's really the only like once a reminder is sent, it will stay on the screen until it's acknowledged. And so acknowledge means pressing the green check on the Jubilee TV remote. But if you do elect to turn on the TV and nothing happened, like the TV remote's not used, the reminder's not interacted with, after 2 hours, we're going to turn the TV back off. But when you go to turn the TV back on, that reminder's still going to be there.
Perfect. And then setting a simple reminder will eventually go away on its own. I think you answered that in that
It
question
will
as well,
not.
correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Perfect. A different question on a different note from Tara. Is it possible to enlarge a video feed picture?
Um,
Video feed picture. Um, is that, Tara, I might need to follow up. I apologize. Could you clarify if that's within photos and videos or if that's within a video call? While we wait for more information there, I'll move along. Oh, activity feed picture.
Activity picture. You can, if you tap on it, you can zoom on the activity feed picture. And you can also download this photo like locally to your phone. Um, the but so yeah, so you can pinch to zoom. If you wanted to like change something up in the environment, like if you could move the Jubilee TV kind of closer to the area that you want to detect, that may be another way, like to kind of reposition the Jubilee TV console. But as far as making it bigger in the app, you can tap on it and then pinch to zoom.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. There are a few more questions, but I think we can just answer them in the kind of final Q&A session. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, Jacob? Otherwise, I have a few things that I might throw in here before we open it up to the more general Q&A portion of our evening.
Yeah, so I think that the last thing I'll talk through is finding the Jubilee TV remote. It's this button right here. The If I press play chime, then a chime is going to play on my Jubilee TV remote. So that dreaded moment where the remote finds its way into the couch cushions, you can press that Find Jubilee TV remote here in the app, and it'll play a chime. But Alex, take it away. And if there's anything else that you want me to kind of dive into more detail with, I'm happy to.
Perfect. Thank you, Jacob. A few quick things I was going to mention. I don't remember if we ran through them earlier, but with linked accounts and additional contacts that someone could invite to their Jubilee TV account, um, one thing I wanted to call out here, and Jacob can show us live as we are here. If you have another family member that you want to invite to your loved one's account, but let's say you don't want them to be able to drop in, or you don't want them to be able to video call, or if there's a specific reason that you want to restrict a feature from them, If you are the primary admin on your Jubilee TV account, you can actually toggle each of those individual feature permissions on and off right under the contact details that Jacob is showing on his screen currently. I believe, yeah, that sounds good. And then another question that came in earlier, I already answered it, so I can't remember who wrote it. But regarding our support, someone asked if our support team is US based or otherwise. The short answer is yes. But Jacob, if you'd want to talk more about support in general, the focus that we have on support, and then maybe our availability for call times, we're,
Yeah,
we're available 7 days a week, but Jacob can jump more into it in detail.
absolutely. Yeah, so we're accessible 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time on the weekdays, and then 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time on the weekends. And we're accessible both by phone and by email. And so you can call us 855-466-4492. That's also on our website, getjubileetv.com/support, or send us an email, as Alex mentioned earlier, to support@getjubileetv.com. We take great pride in helping Jubilee TV members through their Jubilee TV experience. The support is a key focus area for our business, right? So like we have building the product, we have our marketing team, and then we have what we call internally customer experience, right? But customer support is synonymous to that. Yeah, so here to help via phone, via email. The and like I said, 8 to 7 weekdays, 10 to 7 on the weekends.
Perfect. Thank you, Jacob. And of course, we're here right now. So if you have questions, you can let us know here. And then, of course, otherwise, if not today or right now, all of those channels and support avenues that Jacob mentioned are also, we are here for you. And in our Facebook community, if you ask a question there or put a post up in a feed, usually other members of the community will jump in with their experiences as well, which is always super helpful to see how other members are using the product and maybe someone who's gone through a similar troubleshooting issue. But perfect. I'm going to run through some more questions in the chat and then we can open it up again for any additional questions or people that want to talk live. Um, Kirsten asked, how well does this work for somebody who only watches regular TV and does not have cable? Um, and before you answer that question, Jacob, I believe there's another question that was similar. Just kidding. Yeah, just that question.
Um, so if I assume regular TV is regular TV might be like over the air TV. The That can work with Jubilee TV as long as you have the ability to convert that coax into an HDMI input. So like our device requires an HDMI input, gets plugged in, and so that'd be a cable box, a cable set-top box, a streaming device like a Roku. So if that's the definition of regular TV, the yes, Jubilee TV will work with it as long as you have an HDMI cable with that signal.
Perfect. And yes, Kirsten confirmed that it is over the air. So thank you, Jacob.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lucy asked, I missed the part about how to add favorite channels. Can you add a favorite TV show or just channels?
You can do just channels, or if you have a Roku, you can do Roku apps. Um, so if I go into the gear icon um, for the console, you'll see favorites here. Manage channel favorites. I can choose a channel, um, but I cannot choose a show or content. Similar with Roku favorites, I can add an app favorite, but I can't create a favorite for a specific show, whether it's on a streaming device or Roku Live or something like that.
Perfect. An anonymous question came in about joining the Facebook community. I just responded to that one over message, but also just to call out here, if you try to join our Facebook community, as long as when you go to join, if you could include the email address that either is associated with your Jubilee TV contact app or console in general, I use that just to verify that you're a member of the community, and then I accept you into it. So as long as your name is in our system, shouldn't be any issue there. And then if for some reason there was, just shoot me an email, and that would be totally fine. Um, a question for you, Jacob, coming from Rachel. Where do I find the link to use my computer laptop instead of the phone app? I,
Great question.
yes. Okay.
It is app.getjubileetv.com. App.getjubileetv.com. Actually, I, the wonder if I could. There might be a login on the um a login button on the website, Alex. But
Yes.
yes, it's app.getjubileetv.com for you to use it as in a browser on your computer.
Perfect. A follow-up question from Lily. That was the conversation about reminders and setting up automated actions, etc., that we went through before. Lily asked, "Can you walk through step by step how to set up a TV reminder to turn off the TV automatically for those of us who are not a part of the updated feature rollout yet?" So, if Sleep Timer isn't available for somebody yet, but they want to set up a reminder to turn off the TV automatically, what would be the best way for Lily to do that?
Yes, I can do that. I need to verify that I say the right thing. Let me look at my notes real quick. Voice commands. Okay, so we're going to create a personal reminder with an automated action, 15-second automated action. TV. Oh, I stopped sharing. Give me one. Let me get back there so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Um, blah, blah, blah. There we go. TV power off. Turning TV off. I'm going to perform a command. And this is what I was just looking at. It is power off. Next. And then you choose your start date and time like you would with a normal reminder.
Perfect. Thank you. A question from Andrew. Outside of pinching the screen on your phone, so I believe this is referencing Telescope. Outside of
Okay.
pinching the screen on your phone, is there another way to pinch into, okay, how to pinch into the person in the room if they're, far away or sitting in a chair that might not be front and center. So I think this is more so a question of can you pinch to zoom in a drop-in session?
You can, and you can also pinch to zoom in a video call. To pinch to zoom and drop in, and then you can also pinch to zoom in a video call. It's similar behavior.
Perfect. Julie asked a question earlier, and forgive me, I don't have the context for what feature we were talking about. So, Julie, if you could remind me in the chat, she said that she has a button once on the call. How do you control the options? So, I'm imagining this is about control features that are available once you're on a video call, but I could be wrong. So, we'll hold off on answering that unless, Jacob, that sounds like it's ringing a bell.
I don't think so.
Okay. Julie, if you're still here and you could ask that again, I would really appreciate the added context. Um, let's see. Cecilia asked, when the TV turns on, does it always go to press guide? This has been happening for mom, and she has to use the full remote to press guide. She normally uses the 6-button remote, and having to press the guide button on the other remote has confused her. Is there a way to change that? Sounds like
Uh,
there are a couple things going on there, but if you could jump in.
yeah. So my probably what is happening is the source device, like your cable box, has turned off, and so however the I think that the message should say I channel up. I'm fairly confident now. It's if you'll take a note of this and I can follow up after I confirm. You can press the channel up button on the 6-button remote and it will send a power command to that source device to turn it on. I'm fairly confident that's the case, but we'll confirm and we can follow up.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. A side note for us for future demos, the the live TV showing might be a copyright issue on YouTube, so we might have
Ah,
to show some other examples just so we can share the recording in its full view. Um, good learning curve there.
let's see what we
Um,
can do.
yes. Okay. So there's two more questions, and again, at this point, if anyone wants to raise their hand and talk live, we would be more than happy to do that as well. Julie, so the two questions before we get to the live ones. Julie asked, sometimes the Spectrum box turns off and dad has to manually turn the Spectrum box back on. Should the on and off button control both the Spectrum box and the TV? So this is more of an individual question, it sounds like, but wanted to answer while we're here.
Yeah, the so when you press the power button on the Jubilee TV console, that's just turning on the TV power. And so similar to that behavior I was articulating earlier, if you choose to watch Spectrum, then you'll see like the Spectrum box is off. Press guide to turn it on. That's what turns it on. Uh, my recommendation is to see if there's any like settings on the Spectrum device specifically for like a timer, like an auto off timer. And then that way you could just change that to never turn it off, and then that way when you turn the TV on with the Jubilee TV remote, that Spectrum signal will be there.
Awesome. Andrew asked, do people know if you are using the mobile app and the reminder is just stuck on the TV and is not acknowledged? You can use the control portion of the up-down arrows, I think, to switch the accept button as if they click through the green button on the remote to remove the reminder. Um,
Yes.
so that was okay.
If there's
Question
a
turned observation.
yes, if there's a reminder on the TV, you can go into Telescope and you can interact with like you can control as if you were using the Jubilee TV remote. So you could, if I think it automatically highlights over the accept, the green check. But if you want to decline it, you like use the left arrow on in Telescope and then press OK select and it'll dismiss.
Awesome. Okay, so we've gone through all of the Q&A questions, so thank you all for sticking with us throughout the full demo. We're going to continue to answer questions now, and I see Lily, you have your hand raised, so I'm going to let you speak in a second. But before that, just want to let everyone know, thank you for joining us, and this webinar will be available via recording on our YouTube channel, minus those copyrighted portions, shortly for you guys to view, and I'll also be sharing it in our member community. And I'll also share those links with you guys as soon as they're available via email. And so, whatever email you use to register for the webinar today, you'll receive a follow-up from me likely tomorrow that includes that YouTube link and other resources that would be helpful. And then another quick shout out. If anyone has a support related question, the best way to contact us is at support@getjubileetv.com, or you can call us via phone number at 415-650-5964. There's also another phone number that routes to the same line available on our support page on the website. But you can call us or email us, and our call line is available from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, I believe, right, Jacob? Or did you say 8?
8 a.m. 8 a.m. to 7
8 a.m.
p.m. Central Time.
Perfect. But perfect. And then, of course, if you wanted to reach out to one of us directly, my email will be on the follow-up tomorrow, so you can always respond to me directly. And for a few folks in our call today, I've made some notes of a few questions that might be useful to have a follow-up with. So if you receive an email from me separately tomorrow with some additional resources for you, be on the lookout for that. Um, but perfect. Again, thank you all for joining us today. And if you have additional questions, feel free to stick around because we are going to be here. And with that, I'm going to allow Lily to speak. So, Lily, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Perfect. You should be able to speak if you'd like, Lily, or if you don't, you can always ask your question again in the chat. Don't mean to put you on the
Okay.
spot.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're a
Hey,
little
Lily, we
muted.
can.
Hi, thanks, you guys. Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish I would have known about Jubilee TV like 2 years ago. I had to move my mom to a new location closer to me because she was out of state, and this would have solved all my, or not all, but many of my issues. So, but thank you. It's just genius. I know you hear that over and over again, but thank you for, I don't know if you have loved ones that you have to use the system for, not just because you want to, but have to, and you know how important it is. So I feel like I need a caregiver now because I feel like it was so easy back when I got the system. And then new features have made it more difficult and challenging for me, as you can see. And I don't know how that happened. I'm not typically, incompetent. So, but Jacob, for example, on that TV off reminder, since I don't have those features yet, it used to automatically turn off for me. Really simple. Now with this auto dismiss, for example, you took us all the way through like selecting a time. But if you go to the next page where it says auto dismiss, it says, do you want this reminder to automatically be dismissed after a period of time has passed? So yes, I do. But am I indicating the auto dismiss time for the reminder to come off of the TV screen or for the reminder to take action? Does that make sense? Because,
It does. Yeah, let me I'm gonna go through kind of the same thing that you're doing.
okay.
Make sure things are set up correctly. Bu- bu- Perform a command, power, next. Start at 7:49. So Lily, when you create that reminder with automated action,
Yes.
um, and you might need to go through and create it again. We need to select 15-second automatic action on the first screen of creating that reminder. If you select that, it doesn't ask you for a time um, at the end for when you want it to dismiss. I think
So,
that's where it might be hung up.
so is that to turn it on and off? You select the 15-second?
Yeah, so you would create two reminders, one for the beginning of the day, right? And that would be power on. You would choose 15-second automatic action, and then you would create a second reminder for when you want the TV to turn off.
Okay. And so what I had been doing in the past was, I had a reminder like in the morning after she's done with breakfast, I turn it to a specific TV show for her. And then it was working great. Now then I the TV off was working great too. Then at some point I called support and they told me because it wasn't working every day anymore. And then the support, I called several times. One of the times that seemed to be working, she told me to use the custom button. And I can't remember, maybe every day wasn't available at that time. I don't know if every day is a new feature or not, but she told me, to do that. Anyways, long story short, when I create the reminder, even to turn on the TV, then it gives me this message that says, I wrote it down word for word so I could tell you. It says, are you still watching the TV? Press green check or it will turn off. And then it starts to show me a countdown in seconds and then it turns off. So maybe is it because I'm saying turn the reminder off or dismiss the reminder? Is that maybe what's happening? And does it matter that how you word the command, TV on or power on? Like does that matter? Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I just can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. I've tried so many different things and
Sure.
I can't get it to
Um,
stay on and I can't get it to turn off.
yeah, so the here's what I recommend. I will send you a personal email following the webinar here, and I'll write out kind of instructions and what's expected. And then if you're not seeing what's expected, then we can take it further there, hop on a call and walk through it. Um, the Sorry that it's been kind of here, there, and everywhere with trying to get it to work. But yeah, I'll send you an email with the step-by-step instructions,
Well,
and then
thank
the two of
you.
us can connect together. Yep.
Do you want me to drop my email in the chat for you? Would that be easy? Easier?
I think we already
We've
had
got
it,
it.
right, Alex, from the RSVP?
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes, we
good.
have it. I was going to say, I mean, you're welcome to, but I'll side now. I don't want you to send your email to everyone. So we've got you covered. Don't worry.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
no
worries.
worries. But thank you. And Jacob, no apologies necessary. I mean, honestly, it's probably me and all these new features and then the way they read, like I said, that stupid question, like, is it the reminder itself or
Right.
is it what's on the screen? Like, what are we dismissing exactly? It seems like, the more we try to simplify it, the more confusing it gets. So thank you both so much. I
Sometimes.
really appreciate
Absolutely,
it and
Lily.
your
Great
team,
to meet you.
everyone. You as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, happy to help. And again, I know the new features are always meant to give more options for our members, but then at the same time, it's like, oh, where did this thing come from? Or even the
Yeah.
communication button on Telescope, it's like, oh, now it's like harder to see the screen on Telescope. So, we're gonna move that so it's easier to see again. But
Yeah.
there's a little bit of trial and error in there, but it's always good intention trying to get more
No, I know
features
the
available.
intentions are great and they
Yeah,
really are appreciated. So I know that once this rollout goes through to everyone, it sounds like it's going to be really simple to turn off her TV and I
yeah,
won't have to even know how to do a reminder. I just need to do the reminder to turn it on. So,
yeah.
but thank you again. I'll look in, hopefully in February, this will all make sense. But for now, I'm going to try to figure it out for her.
Yeah, and Lily, when I follow up, or go ahead, Alex.
I was
Sorry.
just going to say, you'll receive an email from us, and then you'll also see announcements in the community. So when it is available, you'll definitely see it. I promise.
Good, good. All right. Thank you both again.
Of course. All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
I'm
Thanks.
gonna mute you again so we can answer a few other questions. But of
Hey,
course, if you
Alex,
have another follow-up, yes. Hello.
I apologize. I'll make this very quick. I was inadvertently added as a panelist, and so I haven't been
Oh,
able to do any of the Q&A, and you probably don't
oh,
have my email. So
yeah. That's
if I
very
write,
unusual.
yeah,
Sorry.
so if I write support at JubileeTV.com, attention you, will you get it? Or is it
If
get Jubilee?
it would be support at getjubileetv.com.
Okay.
That should come across both Jacob and I's desk, but you can
Yeah.
also, um, I'll, let's see, I'll read my email out quickly. It's going to be a long Italian name, but you can also direct that. Actually, can you see my
I
last
see
name on
it
the
there.
screen?
CAPOZZIELLO.
Yes, that just saved all of us a great deal of time. So my email is going to be A, just the first initial of my first name, and then the last name. So A Capizzello at getjubileetv.com.
You got it. Thank you. And
Perfect.
I apologize for interrupting.
No, no, you're totally
No
good.
worries.
I have
And
no
yes, you
idea.
guys are fabulous.
Yes, I have no idea
Thank
how
you.
that happened. It's funny you actually come up listed as Jacob. So um I'm just
Yeah,
going to
I'll
assume it's
fix. I have a feeling I know how it happened, so I'll put that in the email.
oh,
There you
perfect,
go.
perfect.
Talk to you
Thank you.
later. Bye bye.
Yes, okay. Take care. Okay. Let's see here. A question from Andrew. Oh, comment, not question. Oh, okay, okay. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Asked on you. No, okay. Sorry, just catching up on everything here, guys. Oh, one quick one from Rachel before I get to Andrew. She wanted us to send the link for the computer access. She tried app.getjubileetv.com, but it's not working. Do you know what maybe is happening there, Jacob? Otherwise, Rachel, we can follow up with you via email to make sure you have the right link.
Um, so I just loaded it app.getjubileetv.com. But yeah, we can follow up the email with a link directly.
Okay, perfect. Rachel, so we'll send that to you directly, just because I'm not sure why it wouldn't be working right now, but we'll get that sorted for you. Perfect. Andrew asked, as people use commands more, perhaps we will be providing a pop-up of both the user community's common commands and your personal quick list of commands rather than adding more buttons. Um, it's interesting. I was actually thinking about this earlier, Jacob. Even in Telescope, if there are any universal commands, I know we have them posted in a few different places and in the community, but maybe there's some way we can incorporate them in the app so that they're kind of there in Telescope for folks to see, just to make it a little easier. That's my own little soliloquy off of Andrew's question, but
Yeah, we can definitely talk to product.
perfect. Awesome. And then Andrew also left us another nice note. It looks like Nino is here and has a question. Let's see. I'm assuming this is Nino.
Hello, hello. Yeah, product.
Nino.
Hi,
This
guys.
is our product director, Nino, is here. So that's kind of perfect timing for me just giving a product suggestion. So Nino, if you'd like
Yeah,
to chat to that or otherwise, please feel free.
yeah. Apologies, I couldn't join until about. I've been on for probably about 30 minutes, so I missed the most of the demo. But just wanted to hop on and introduce myself. If so many folks have attended the previous demos, I did the last round. Jacob did this one, but just let you all know I am here listening. I absolutely hear your feedback. Lily, I was able to reproduce the behavior that you just described, and it seems like there is a bug. If I understand correctly, I think what's happening is as soon as the TV power on comes, it turns the TV on, and then you get a pop-up prompt that immediately tells you it's going to turn the TV back off with a countdown timer. I don't know when that happened. I need to talk to engineering, but I fully understand exactly the problem. Was able to reproduce that. We are working on a list of telescope common commands that will go in the app. I think there is already a support article today that maybe
Yes.
we don't. Yeah. But so we're working on it. Yes, you'll see that. One of the challenges, just so to make it more clear, why can't we just simply put a list in? So what happens is, depending on which kind of source device you have connected to the Jubilee TV, the available commands may change, and depending on which device is currently active. And so there's a little more work involved than just giving a static list. But the support article does give, I think, the majority of the sort of static commands that are available. But the intent is that you'll have a little bit more of a dynamic experience that will be tailored to the devices you have connected to the system.
Perfect. Thank you, Nino. I was going to say, I think Lily said she was hopping off exactly
Ah,
2 minutes
okay.
ago. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping she stuck around and heard all of that. But if she didn't, we'll let her know in the follow-up.
We'll send it
Yeah.
over via email.
Very comical timing. But I believe that is everyone and everything. So Nino, unless there's anything else you want to share, I think we're good.
I see a Simon hand, Alex. I just opened up the participant.
Yes. Let's see. Oop,
Maybe not anymore.
maybe not. Okay. I think we're all set then. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Oh, hold on. Yes, sorry, I'm just like reading off to the side here. Perfect. Okay, cool. We should be good to go. Yeah, thank you everyone again for joining us. Hopefully we got to all of the questions, inquiries, demos, and features that you were hoping to see today. And if you have any follow-ups, again, you can reach us at any time. You can reach out to us directly, and I will be sending a follow-up email. And then again, you guys can respond directly to that or reach us in any other means or in the community. And again, we'll have some exciting new features coming out in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for those. And again, thank you all again for joining us. And Ted, I see your kind note here as well. Thank you again. Lisa, the same for you. I think you can see those too, Jacob, but people are just sending thank yous in the chat. Um,
Ah,
but yeah, thank you all again for joining us and enjoy the rest of your evenings. I think we're probably good to go there, Jacob. So
awesome.
um, I will end the webinar now. Thank you guys so much again for joining us and have a great rest of your evening. Take care.